We all know that I need a TBR to actually get the books read, but what happens if I'm not the one in charge of said TBR? Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brie and this is For Pause in a Book. Today I am letting Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy control my TBR, and she's going to do it playing Kerplunk. Cassidy has a series over on her channel. If you have not subscribed to Cassidy, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you definitely should. She's linked down below. She does a series on her channel called TBR Swap, where she asks different booktubers who have TBR games to swap games. And so that's what we are going to be doing. So over here on my channel, Cassidy played Kerplunk for me, and I have no idea what books I'm going to be reading. She has full control over it. She sent me a video. The temptation has been very strong to watch said video, but I have restrained myself. And then over on her channel, I got to play Snakes and TBR Stacks for her. I had full control of her TBR. I'm worried about that almost as much, but that's enough for the intro. Let's see what books I'm going to be reading. We're going to do this one at a time. So I'm going to watch the first poll, then we're going to read the book. All right, I have the video up on my phone. I'm worried. Okay, here we go.
First off, thank you for letting me be your dictator for the next week of your life as you read books that I tell you to read. I think that's really the reason I love TBR Swap, is I get to just control your life, and I do love some control. Also, this will be really fun because as a child, I didn't get to play a lot of Kerplunk, probably because I really liked the sound of the marbles falling, so I probably tried to make the marbles fall. Is that foreshadowing? Guess you'll have to stay and watch to find out. I feel like Brie, we have a lot in common and then a lot not in common, but I do feel like we scream about similar books a lot of the time, so I'm hoping that I can get some wins in here for you. I think that we will be able to. I just believe that at least one of these will be a win for you. If not, please don't hold it against me. For the rules of the game, we have the black cards, which is like a punishment if a marble falls. And then we have this stack, which is my red and green cards. If I pull a red stick, it has to be a book from a new author, and if I pull a green stick, it has to be a previously read author. Brie typically separates these into two piles, but for me it was just easier to do it this way, and then I'll add them back into the pile. Honestly, I only want new authors, and this looks precarious, so I have a feeling we're gonna get a punishment or two. Let's do this one. This looks safe. Perfect. A nice safe pull. We have a new author that's a special edition. Of course, I need to make you read my favorite book of the year, which is The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. This is a fantasy romance that leans a little bit more fantasy, so I think that could really work for you. I have been saying if you were a Zuko girly, if you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender and you loved Zuko, you should definitely pick this one up. I actually don't know your thoughts on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Do you like it? Were you a Zuko girly? I hope that either way you do enjoy this. Essentially, in this we're following our main character, who is a half-fae, and in this world, the fae are being persecuted. They are being killed. They don't want them to exist. Magic is bad. Fae are bad. She is, at the beginning of this, being hung for her death when a soldier in a mask comes and saves her life, and doesn't really explain why, but there's also elemental magic and a prophecy in here. As it's called The Wind Weaver, you can probably make some assumptions. I really, really liked the world building in this. I loved the romance. I thought that they had a good amount of banter, that he was still like this softy inside, and also I'm hoping for a wide choose at the end of this, so there might be a little bit of a love triangle. Maybe? This was a 5-star for me. I've been screaming about it from the rooftops, and I hope you love it just as much. No hard feelings if you don't.
Okay, couple of housekeeping things. Yes, I was a Zuko girly. Yes, I did love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I probably watched it like later than like most kids did. But you know, I was behind the times on a lot of the cartoons. Second thing is, yes, I do have the special edition for this. I had the Fairy Loot one. So yes, I have this. I am very excited about this because I know that you have been talking about it. I know that you have been screaming about it, and everyone else has been screaming about it. And I am very excited about it. Plus it is like stunning. Stunning. This book is stunning, and I do hope that I love it. So here we go. Let's start our first book. Hello, should have come to you sooner, but I'm about 50% of the way through The Wind Weaver. First off, can we have a moment for this cover? Like, it's stunning. And it really embodies like what is going on in this book and like just her power. Let's chat. I have feelings, but also like no actual concrete thoughts about this book. I do think that I probably went into it with too high of expectations. Because everyone's loving this book right now. Everyone is talking about this book. Everyone has it on their TBR. And so I kind of went into it like expecting that this was going to be the next great thing. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Like, okay, I'm not hating this by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not necessarily like an all-time favorite. So there are parts of this book that I absolutely love. I love the world building in this. I love the, like, just kind of like her figuring out her power, figuring out like how she fits in the like grander scheme of things, just the bigger world. And I definitely see the Avatar reference. I do see that. What I am struggling with, I think, and this might be like because it's an audiobook thing, maybe I should have read it physically. I just don't have time to physically read a 500 and something page book. Right now, it's fine. We're trying to finish up and get ready for Amazing Readathon, and so I have to make graphics and things, and so I have an audiobook going. I have enjoyed this narrator in the past. She does all of Katie Roberts' books under a different voice name. We've been talking about on sprints, like, what is a narrator's pen name? I don't know. Anyways, she does it under a different name. It's the same person. And I've enjoyed her books in the past, but for some reason this one feels disconnected. I feel like she's doing a wonderful job. And the book is wonderfully written. Like the prose is beautiful. But for some reason I just feel disconnected or separated from the story and from the characters. And so because of that, I am not like, I don't want to say I'm not rooting for her, because I am, but like I'm not super invested in like how it's going to play out. And so I have found myself like zoning out a little bit, I guess, and so I have to like go back and like listen to what's going on. So that's my update right now. And I'm not loving it. I'm not hating it. It's not a book that like I am like upset that I am reading or anything like that. It's just like not my newest obsession like I was hoping it would be. But yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this. I have a lot to do tonight, but it would be really cool if I could finish this tonight. We'll see what happens though. All right, let's chat. I finished Windweaver. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this book, because I do think like at the end of it, I was like, it was dragging for me, but then there would be parts that would be good. I don't know. Like I had so many emotions with this book, and none of them were, oh my god, this is the best book ever. So yeah, I think I'm gonna land on like maybe a 3-star. I know that like there will be people that are obsessed with this book. I think that like this book has the potential to be someone's favorite. It obviously, like, Cassidy loves it. It wasn't for me. There are definitely parts of it that like I could see, like if we dove into that a little bit more, I would enjoy it. Like I love the training aspects of it. I liked the magic system. It felt so unique, but I didn't care about the relationships. And something that nobody is talking about, there is a little bit of a traumatic birth scene in this book, and like it was okay, like, but when I was in the middle of it, which is like, I have some triggers, I have very few, but like pregnancy and like that element of it is kind of one of them, especially if I like don't know how it's gonna end. I don't know if there's gonna be like, if they're gonna be okay, just because like that's a fear of mine. And some of the like things that she was saying was just like, I was a little terrified. So just so you know, like if nobody else is talking about this and nobody is saying anything, so I went into that and I got there and I was like, oh wow, we are okay. Anyways, so 3.5 stars. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit on it and think on it, because I feel like there were parts of it that were good, but then parts of it I was just bored. I was so bored. So, anyways, let's move on to the second book. Maybe that one will go better.
I think this one also looks safe. Another new author. This new author is a favorite trope. Okay, for this one, I decided to do a little bit of a wild card. I'm picking a book that I haven't read, but that I'm intrigued about, and that I think from reading reviews and reading the synopsis and seeing it on social media, you could really like. For favorite trope, I think we both tend to like a little bit of a revenge story, a little bit of a women rage story. So for this one, I'll be picking For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. This is a Pakistani romantic fantasy retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo, where one girl seeks revenge against those who betrayed her, including the boy she used to love. I think it's friends to enemies to lovers, and I think that you could enjoy this. I've heard really good things about it, so I hope that you do, and then you can let me know if maybe I should pick it up.
Friends to enemies to lovers. And a retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo. That sounds really interesting. First off, the cover, gorgeous. So yeah, let's get into this. I like the Count of Monte Cristo is not necessarily like a classic that I know a lot about, so it's not something that's gonna like resonate with me as, you know, the original story. But that doesn't mean that I won't like the book for any, you know, let's just look at the synopsis. All right, so a sweeping Pakistani romantic fantasy retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo, where one girl seeks revenge against those who betrayed her, including the boy she used to love. 364 days. Framed for a crime she didn't commit, Dunya counts down her days in prison until she can exact revenge on Mazen, the boy responsible for her downfall. The boy that she once loved and still can't forget. When she discovers that a fellow prisoner may have the key to exacting that vengeance, a stolen Jinn treasure, they execute a daring escape together and they search for a hidden treasure. Armed with dark magic and a new identity, Dunya enacts a plan to bring down those who betrayed her and her family, even though Mazen stands in her way. But seeking revenge becomes a complicated game of cat and mouse, especially when an undeniable fire still burns between them, and the power to destroy her enemies has a price. As Dunya falls deeper into her web of traps and lies, she risks losing humanity to her fight for vengeance, and her heart to the only boy she's loved. Okay, I'm intrigued. This is YA, and so that's the only thing that like has me hesitant, but it kind of feels like maybe it's giving like City of Brass vibes, and both Cassidy and I loved that book. So here we go. Hello, I am about 20% into the way through For She Is Wrath. I don't like it. I'm not liking it. I'm gonna probably give it a little bit longer simply because I am at work today and I can't watch the next one. And so I might as well just like read a little bit more, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it to like 50% so then I can count it for a book for Escape. But I don't know. Okay, here's my problem, okay? I read you the synopsis last night, right? I read it to you. So you're like, okay, that is the premise of this book, right? We are 20% into this book, and I think we've already done the premise. We briefly mentioned we were in prison. We already escaped. We met the person that had the Jinn power. We were trying to find her dad and then realized her dad was dead. I don't really know because everything feels so jumbled and so fast. I'm like, just a moment for character development, a moment for world building, just a little bit, just a tad. And like I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because like maybe it is, you know, it is YA and I don't read a lot of YA anymore, so like maybe perhaps that is why it's doing this. But I feel like not blindsided, what's the word, like it's just like we're going from one place to another to another to another. We're not explaining anything. We haven't done any type of character development. We haven't established this like rivalry or this like animosity about this other person that was supposedly like the reason why she's in prison. And the whole thing is that like she's like, right, she was in prison and they make a big deal of it in the synopsis. And like we were there for like literally a chapter. And so there's no reason for me to believe that it was this terrible thing, that it was like, you know what I mean? Like I need a reason for why she is so, you know, revenge driven, rageful, whatever, like, because we didn't establish the, like how, I don't know, like how dark it was, how bad it was there. And then quite literally it took half a page to get out, to escape. Okay. Why were you there for a year? Quite literally a year. And it took you half a page to get out. We should have tried this earlier, right? I mean, come on, right? I don't know. Everything just feels so underdeveloped. It feels so much like a zero draft, like a skeleton type of like this. This feels like a good idea, a good concept, but it is not fleshed out at all. So I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, maybe not 50%, because now I'm feeling like I don't want to do that. I'm gonna try a little bit. Maybe it'll settle down. Maybe we can like find a rhythm, find some semblance of development.
but I just wanted to give you that update because I'm not feeling that book. And so if I come back to you in what will be a couple of seconds for you and I say, hi, I DNF'd it, we're going to move on, don't be surprised.
Hello, I come to you with expected but not great news, and that is that I DNF'd it. I couldn't get much farther. I realized that I was reading it just to read it, and that's not something I want to do. That's not something that I want to be in the headspace for, and there will be better books. And I feel like if I finish this book, it would be 2 stars. I would have the exact same conversations that I had at the beginning. And so what's the point? Sorry. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. So anyways, we're gonna watch the next one and go from there.
Oh, that was a bad pick. That's a bad pick. We're safe. Another new author. This one needs to be a hyped book. This might be a bit of a stretch because it hasn't been hyped in a few years, I feel like. But when this book came out, I think it was everywhere in the fantasy sphere. I couldn't just give you a romantasy. I had to give you one of my favorite fantasies because I do feel like a lot of my favorite fantasies we've had in common. You've ended up liking things like Ash of the Sun, Along the Razor's Edge, Red Sister, you know? So for this one, I'm giving you The Emperor's Blades by Brian Staveley. I am obsessed with this series, with this world building, with these characters. And I do think it was very, very hyped as it came out. It's just been a couple years since we've gotten an installment in this, so it's not as hyped anymore. In this one, we're following 3 characters, 3 siblings, as the emperor, their father, has been murdered. They're on different destinies that their father has put them on, and their destinies will start to make sense to them, start to get entangled into some webs as they try to figure out what exactly is going on and why someone murdered their father and what that means for the 3 of them moving forward. I loved the Ketrel and their training and the birds and all that, so I'm hoping you love that POV, but there's also some other really cool POVs. I think the sister is really cool as she's a little bit more political, and then the oldest brother is a monk, essentially, to the blank god. There's definitely some really cool aspects of this, so I do really hope you enjoy it. This is a 5-star series for me, and I used to scream about it all the time, so now I need you to read.
Okay, this is something that I feel like I remember Cassidy talking about this book way back when, but it's not something that I know much about, but it feels like something that I'm going to like. Political, fantasy, family dynamics. It almost kind of feels like a touch of light kind of vibes. Obviously not the same book, but same vibes. And you know what? I'm kind of here for a political fantasy. So that's exciting. All right, let's go pick it up.
Hello. Happy June. This vlog is going a little bit longer than I wanted it to. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just have a lot going on, and books have been taking me longer, but I am a good way into The Emperor's Blade. I want to say it's about 30%, but it's Audible, so who actually knows? But it feels like that. And I am enjoying this. I think it's a me thing, why I'm not obsessed with this book, because I think me from 2 years ago could have been obsessed with this book when I was reading a lot of epic fantasy, because it does have a lot of the same themes and a lot of the same just concepts and vibes of books that I was obsessed with, like A Touch of Light, and not really Ashes of the Sun, but I don't know, just the classic fantasy vibe. And I think that I could have been obsessed with it. I think right now, my brain is just going in so many different directions. I'm dealing with so many different things, both with the Amazing Readathon and my new author assistant clients and things that I'm working on. And so I'm just I can't focus. And I think that's my problem. So I don't want my lack of obsession of this book to be construed as I don't like it. It's a me thing. It's not a book thing. So I am enjoying this for what it is. I'm not there are times where I have to put the audiobook away because I'm oh, I'm not focusing on this book. I'm kind of letting it zone out, which is why it's just taking me longer to get through, because I think previously I would have just been able to sit there and listen to it all day. If the audiobook is done so well, it feels like somebody telling you a story. It's very narrative in nature, and so yeah, I'm I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time when I'm reading it. I'm just finding it hard to focus on. And and that's 100% a me thing. But I will be finishing this, like, you know, as soon as I can, obviously. We have a date now for this video going out, and so I need to like kind of step it up because I do know how many books are in this vlog. I just don't know what they are. So anyways, that's my update. My update is I don't really have thoughts, because I'm just very distracted. And yeah, but I need to go to work. It's Monday. It's very early in the morning, and I'm tired. I got enough sleep last night, but I'm still so tired and I don't know why. But I only have 2 more Mondays left of work, which is great.
Hello friends, I have bad news. I'm gonna DNF Emperor's Blade. And it is 100% me, not the book. I can tell this is a good book. This is like a well-crafted book. My brain just can't handle it right now. I can't do epic fantasy, and I feel like I'm listening for the sake of listening rather than like actually being immersed in the story. And that's 100% a me thing. I just have so much going on right now and I can't focus. I want to focus, but I'm finding that like I'm just reading other things. You know, I want to read something else other than what I, you know, need to read for this book. So I'm gonna DNF it. I feel like this is a book I will come back to. I just need some time. I need to be in the right headspace, and June is not the month for that. So we are gonna DNF. Now it is June, it is the Amazing Readathon. We just started this. If you are just seeing this, it's not too late to join. You can just join wherever we're at in the race. But I did get to 50% of it, so I can use this for a sightseeing prompt. I think right now the only one that I can do it for is a book with a face on the cover. Now it's still gonna see some points. So those points will be going to the lore keepers. That's what the points decided. But it is time to watch the next video from Cassidy.
If I pull this one, I think we get one.
All right, here we go.
Okay,
next
pull it.
Next pull.
Pull it for one punishment. Oh my god, it didn't even fall. It wasn't meant to be. Never mind. I spoke too soon.
Oh no!
2 fell. Do I have to pull 2 cards for that? Okay, well, it was a new author, so a new author and a book with romance.
It's just per roll.
Perfect for me. Honestly, I don't know if it's per marble or just per roll, so I think I'm just gonna do 1 punishment.
Oh no!
And this is the card I'm picking. And our punishment is, of course, to pull an extra stick, so Brie gets another book added. Oops, I did say that I like to hear the sound of marbles falling. What fun is it without a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a punishment in my life? Or I guess yours. For this one, again, it was a new author. I really was trying to do this. I just wanted to get new things in your face. I feel like I've been reading a lot of new to me authors that I've really been loving, and I feel like you haven't read all of them. So for this one, I'm picking one that is a little bit questionable, but a whole lot of fun. Zodiac Academy. I believe you haven't read from them before. If I was wrong, well, so sorry, it's too late. But I did look it up, and I don't think that you have made your debut into the Twisted Sisters writings yet. This is so much fun. This is a school setting, a little bit of a bully romance, and I do really think the world building in this is really cool. I really like it. I think it is well done when you give it a chance and if you just have fun. I do recommend the audiobooks. They are very well done and really easy to read and listen to. I hope you like this. I understand why people don't, so like definitely feel free to DNF. Obviously feel free to DNF any of these picks. I always just want people to be enjoying books, so like don't waste your time on bad books. This one follows 2 sisters who find out they are the long lost heirs to the Solaria throne. In order to get their inheritance, which is the throne but also a lot of money, they have to go to Zodiac Academy and graduate. They just want to get the money. They want to go back to the human realm. They want to go back to their lives. They don't care about power. They don't really care about this realm, but they want that money because they were definitely in need of it. However, the current heirs to the throne are these 4 men who have been grown their entire life to understand that since the last heirs have gone missing, they were going to take the throne and rule Solaria. They don't want to give that up, and they try to bully the 2 sisters out of Zodiac Academy so that they can never take the throne because they do not graduate. I hope you like it.
Okay, here's the thing. I have wanted to read this book for a long time. I really have. It was going around on BookTube like several years ago about how like just how terrible it was. But then recently people have been reading it. People that I have very similar tastes to, like Cassidy, like Claire, Mel, everybody has been having like a lot of fun with it. And so I think that's what I need, honestly. I think that's what my brain needs, is just like a fun, silly, goofy time, not take itself too seriously. Because like, here's the thing, The Emperor's Blade was not bad. I would just like right now would have given it 3 stars because I wasn't understanding it. So Okay, silly goofy time it is. Let's do it. We're sitting on the floor because I've been cleaning my office. I'm not done. However, I got a new rug for my office. It was supposed to go in another room and it didn't fit. It looked really funny because it was like too small, but it fits perfectly in here. And so even though it's carpet, it's like very flat carpet, if that makes sense. Like it's not fuzzy carpet, it's not comfortable carpet. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna put it in here. So here we go. We have carpet on top, a rug on top of carpet. Don't worry about it, it's fine. It was either that or like I was just gonna get rid of it or like take it to Goodwill or something, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna put it in here because maybe it'll be like a little bit more comfortable to like sit on the floor in here. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. Okay, I am way farther into this book than I should be before giving you an update. And that is how bingeable this book is. I was talking to Cassidy yesterday about it, and I was like, because I told her, I was like, I'm so sorry, I've DNF'd books. I know that she DNF'd like several of mine, so anyways, it's fine. It's fine. Apparently we are great friends, but we cannot recommend books to each other. But anyways, I was like, with everything that's going on right now, yesterday was honestly the worst day of work I've had in a very, very, very long time. There was a big citywide like boil order, so basically like you couldn't drink the water, and that's really detrimental to restaurants because you can't wash your hands, you can't do the dishes, you can't do stuff like that because there was bacteria in the water. So we had to close our restaurant down. It was just a whole big mess for a day. Fortunately, like the test came back and it was like at the end of the day they finally were like, okay, you can reopen. And we're like, well, okay, we'll reopen tomorrow because it's a breakfast place. So anyways, we lost out on a day of sales, but that's fine. But all that to be said, in between calls and things like that, I have just been listening to this book. And then when I got home, I was just like, I need to turn my brain off. I need to just chill and relax, which is why I didn't do an update. But I'm having a great time with this. Is it 5 stars? No. It's not like a perfect book and it's not great literature, but honestly I'm having so much fun with it. The college aspect of it, it's giving early 2000s CW show, and I'm kind of living for that vibe. So here we are. Let me see actually how far we are, because I'm on chapter 19. But I'm pretty sure that's pretty far in. Oh yeah, no, I'm 386 pages into this book. I'm gonna use my illusionist bookmark for this because Cassidy, and also I'm gonna be giving these points to the illusionist. That only makes sense because it's an academy, right? Yeah, I have like maybe 100 pages left. Yeah, about 100 pages left of this book, so I will definitely be finishing it today. I do think that the men in this book, like the different men, are so cookie cutter that they don't have any depth to them, and honestly if you put them in a lineup I wouldn't be able to tell you who they are. But I like the girls. I think Tori is my favorite right now, but like honestly I like Darcy too. But I just think that like Tori's a little bit more forward, a little bit more in your face, kind of. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. Here's the thing, I am very fascinated by astrology. I don't necessarily like believe in every aspect of it, but I do think that there are like some truths to it. Can it be explained away by logic and be like, well, yeah, that's so vague that anybody could relate to it? Sure, honestly. But it's an interesting hyperfixation, and I like the elements that are tied into this with that. If you don't know, I'm a Leo with a Scorpio rising, so like that probably explains a lot about me. Schmidt's like staring at me like right off camera. So I'm gonna finish this. I'm on sprints with my Patreon today, and I'm gonna finish this up probably in the next sprint because I only have, I think, like an hour at my listening speed while I finish cleaning and just getting some stuff done. I need to pack some bookmarks, and because I did my restock, finally came in. I ordered them like 2 weeks ago and they've been so slow in getting to me. But anyways, yeah, I need to stock. I need to pack some bookmarks and have a chill Saturday, and then we will read the next book. But this has been a win so far. Okay? I'm not mad about it. Good morning. It's early. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. But here we are. And I finished Zodiac Academy last night, and I had a grand time. Okay? I had such a good time with this book. I I'm giving it 4 stars. This is a win. I don't know. This is just this was fun. Was it anything fantastic like literature as far as, you know, it's that TikTok audio. It's like, I didn't say it was a good book. I said it was 5 stars, 4 stars, but like same premise, same concept. What I didn't like and what I just really hope doesn't move into the future books is the amount of Harry Potter references in this, and that just like every time a book does that, it irks me. And I wish that when they republished these, when they did the new covers, that they would have adjusted that. Someone told me that they didn't think that it continued on later on in the books, so that's good, but it's just like anytime a book does that, it's like why? But I'm giving it 4 stars, and I will definitely continue on with the series. I had so much fun with it. So let's see what else Cassidy has in store. Here we go.
I feel like the red ones all feel too scary and I don't want another punishment, so I'm just gonna grab a green. A previously read from author. That is a friend rec. Not a punishment. Okay. I get to give you one more book, and that's very exciting for me. This one is a wild card. Oh god, what am I doing? I just wanted to end this whole video on short and sweet and a little bit spicy and just a whole lot of laughs and giggles. That's my preferred tone for the end of this video. But also it could be you being like, why did you make me read this? I'm gonna DNF it. But it's a lot of fun, and I hope that you think it's fun. It's a very quick, easy listen or read. Oh god, a previously read author for you, because I know that you have read a series and liked a series from this author. Well, at least some of it, because it's not all out yet. And it's a Why Choose, and I know you've been kind of enjoying Why Choose recently. Broken Bonds by J. Bree. I love just pushing my favorite books on people, even if I don't think they're gonna like them. I do think you have potential to like this, but it's not like a shoo-in. I just want to know your thoughts. I want to know if you enjoy this or not, because if you do, this opens up a realm of possibilities for me and your taste, because this was shocking that I loved it so much. It's just so easy, fun, compulsively readable and bingeable. Not necessarily the most in-depth world building, but there is like plot and stuff to this, and I do think that there is character development in this as well, and I loved it so freaking much. I think about rereading this all the time, and I'm not a rereader. In this, we're essentially following our main character who grows up, and she is going to be bonded to 5 men? Yes, 5 men. And she runs away before that can happen. She doesn't want to be bonded because she has a secret, and she thinks bad things will happen when she is bonded. She's been hiding from them, but they find her and they decide that they are not going to let her go, and they are going to force her to do the bonding thing, and they're going to watch her every move and make sure she cannot escape again. I just thinking about this, I'm like, I need to just experience the boys all over again. I would love to know your tier ranking. I need all your thoughts on all of these, but specifically this one, even if you hate it, I want to know the thoughts. So I hope you end on a bang. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. I truly just love that people want to collaborate with me, that want to read books that I'm excited about, and that trust me to do things like this. So thank you so much. I've been a big fan of your channel, Brie. I love what you're doing and appreciate your friendship. So happy reading. Well, I guess it's the end of the vlog probably. So I hope you enjoyed some.
All right, well, I guess we're reading Broken Bonds. This is not one that I had on my radar. I mean, I had it on as far as like I knew other people were enjoying it, but it's not one that I necessarily was like, yeah, I think I will like this. I think I should read this. But I guess here we are. It is true. I am loving my Why Choose books recently. I've had some favorites. So okay, let's do this. Happy Sunday. I just got back from the Pride Parade, from Utah Pride, which was really cool, really great. But now this like glitter is starting to dry and itch. So I'm gonna take off our makeup and chat, because I'm about 30% of the way through Broken Bonds. And I know that a lot of people like they compare Zodiac Academy and Broken Bonds. I feel like a lot of times they are maybe not compared like one-to-one comparison, but a lot of people that like, if you like one, you like the other. Sorry, my watch is going off because I happened to do a little bit of chaos in the Discord as I was driving home. I wasn't driving, Derek was driving. Anyways, let's chat. I'm gonna wipe my makeup off and try not to get a reaction to this stuff. But listen, you gotta do what you gotta do for Pride. Anyways, I think the book is fine. I think it's not doing anything phenomenal. I don't think that it's not a series that like I necessarily will probably continue. I'm gonna finish this book because A, I don't want to end the video on a DNF, and two, I'm not hating the book. I'm just not like, I'm not in love with it. I'm not like having a fantastic time. Let's just say that. I also like don't have any opinions about it. I know that like most people, because this one is why I choose, and a lot of people will like have opinions about the men, and honestly at this point they are so cookie cutter that I couldn't even tell you which ones they are. Obviously I'm still very early on. I do like the atmosphere of this. I think that that is fun. I like the school setting. I think I want to find more school settings in fantasy because I'm finding that I am enjoying that. I don't love dark academia that is like real world, like the thrillers that are dark academia. If We Were Villains, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, like those ones are just not my vibe. But I really like Ninth House, and I had fun with Zodiac Academy, and I like Fourth Wing, like those type of things. So I don't know, we just have to find it. We have to find the dark academia. Well, I mean, Fourth Wing's not dark academia, but we'll have to find the school books that we like. This is just getting everywhere and it's not actually coming off. So I have a feeling I'm gonna end up with glitter just everywhere for the next few days. Anyways, that's my update right now. I'm gonna try to finish it hopefully today, because this video is supposed to come out on Tuesday. So love that for me. But yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely have glitter in my hair. Love that. I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update because I had to like somehow document that I was at Pride. And now I have to take it off and I'm gonna go finish reading. So I'll talk to you later. Well folks, we have come to the end of TBR Swap. Was it a success? To be determined, I guess. Well, I had fun with Zodiac Academy. I finished Broken Bonds. I'm giving it 3 stars. I don't think there's enough depth between the characters for me to even like be able to give a tier ranking. I think it was Griffin that I probably liked the most at this point, but only because it's so relatable when a guy will actually take care of a woman when she's on her period and like understand that we're not just whining and complaining about nothing, that there's actually something physically wrong. But was that Griffin? See, that's the thing. That's the problem with this book, is that I don't know. They weren't different enough. They didn't like, we didn't get enough like character development individually from them. We only saw them, which makes sense, like we only saw them through her perspective because it's first person. That's my complaint. But like I could be convinced to continue the series for sure. I do think that reading back to back like Zodiac Academy and then Broken Bonds was probably to my detriment. Not saying that they're like the same book, obviously like the plots are different and things like that, but there are a lot of similarities and I feel like they could be compared to each other. There's that. I don't know, because I feel like I liked Zodiac Academy better. I think I related to the characters a little bit more. I feel like I was kind of like comparing in my head Broken Bonds to Zodiac Academy. So that's my only, like that was my complaint. But I think like given enough time and space, I could be convinced to continue the series, but I think I want to continue Zodiac first. However, Broken Bonds really reminded me of Muses and Monsters by Rose Gravestone. Not in the fantasy sense. This is a dark contemporary romance that's like a dancer at a college, and it's a why choose, and there's 2 men in it. And so like I think those comparisons felt very similar. Just the vibes, and the guy's trying to be protective of her, even down to the scene where he's like, you can't stay in the dorm, you have to come, you have to come and be with me, you're gonna stay with me, and and so that kind of felt similar. So I don't know, maybe if you like Broken Bonds, maybe this is a book that you would enjoy. I don't know. I haven't continued the series though, so I don't know how the rest of it is. This is one of those, I didn't say it was a good book, I said it was a good time. This is definitely a turn your brain off kind of book, which Zodiac and Broken Bonds definitely were, but I kind of needed that this month, honestly, especially this week. So thank you, Cassidy, and thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this. This was so much fun, even though I know that our tastes do not align that much. I think that they have some overlap. We have very similar favorites. We have some books that we will both scream about from the rooftops, but then there's a pretty big divide also with some of our favorites. And I think that's just the cool thing about reading, and the cool thing about the book community is that we're still great friends. I just know that there are some books I should recommend you, and hopefully you learned what books you can and can't recommend to me now. I don't know. Honestly, I'm open for anything. I am going to link Cassidy's video right here if you haven't already checked it out. Make sure that you do. This is Cassidy's brainchild, and so she actually has several other booktubers that she's done this with, and so I'm going to link that here, and I'm also going to link another one of my videos that YouTube thinks that you might enjoy. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Goodreads, my Instagram, my Threads, and my Patreon are linked in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!